This week, Parshas Vayikra, we start Sefer Vayikra. What is the beginning of Sefer Vayikra? How do we start Korbanos? The next few weeks are discussing the idea of Korbanos sacrifices. What is a korban? So we generally translate a korban to mean a sacrifice, an offering. Rav Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, in his commentary on the Torah, says that's not really true. We don't have a word to describe what is a korban. And in fact, he writes that the word korban comes from the notion of kirva, of closeness, which basically means that when a person takes a korban, he takes that which is his and he offers it to Hashem, so he becomes closer to Hashem. And that's generally how it works. And I think there's a tremendous lesson that we can learn from the idea of Korbanos, the beginning of Sefer Vayikra and Parshas Vayikra. Tell you a Mordecai Maisa, incredible story. There's a mall, a shopping mall here in Haifa. The story happened a few years ago. And they found a van that was parked that looked very, very suspicious. So they called the police. The police looked at it. They said, there's something wrong over here. They called in the bomb squad. They opened up the van and they saw an incredibly large bomb. Rahman al-Itzlan, if that bomb would have gone off, the damage it would have done would have been incredible. But it was more than that. They had placed this van in a specific location by one of the founding beams of the mall. This would have caused the entire mall to come crashing down with all the people in it. They came to Rabbi Kanievsky and they asked her, what was the schos? What schos did they have that saved hundreds, if not thousands of lives? And she said, I'll tell you. There was a girl in Haifa, not religious. She was brought up totally not religious. And she unfortunately, Rahman al-Itzlan, had Yena Machla. And she was in the hospital room, surrounded by her friends. And she said, I want to do something for Hashem. I want to do something that I'll get a refuah shalema. What can I do? I want to bring a korban. And they said, well, we're not that religious, but there's no korbanos nowadays. So she said, you know what? I want to offer my personal korban. She said, I want to take all of my non-sneers clothing, and I want to take it together and I want to burn it. And when her friends heard this, they said, you know what? We're going to do the same things, b'schos refuah shalema. This will be our korban. And they did it, and they burnt the clothing. A few days later, she was released from the hospital. They went to this mall, the mall in Haifa. And it was on that day and at that moment that they were in that mall at that exact